Morning after Tuesday, February 24th. We're waiting on Riley. No clue where Riley's at. No clue where Riley's at, but hopefully he's working hard. So he should be here soon. But obviously, we got two big games yesterday. Two really, if I'm being honest with you, really, really boring games. Kansas really put belt to Houston. That game looked like Houston was about to run away with it. And they should have. It was 27-20 with literally 2 minutes left in the first half. They lost the final 2 minutes by 11, I want to say. An 11-0 run by Kansas to end the half. And then I don't even know. How many points did Houston have the rest of the game? Was it 20? Yeah, I can't believe they lost either, Pickle Rig. That show was crazy. It was pathetic. I want to say, yeah, they scored 29 points across the final 25 minutes of the game. Kansas did have a lot of turnovers the first 10 minutes, but I don't think Kansas did anything crazy. I do think Kansas's defense is nasty, though. Nasty. That defense is nasty. If Darren Peterson's playing, man, that team is good. That team is ridiculously good if Darren Peterson's playing. Yeah, Trey White's been good all year, though. Can't believe Carolina won. I can. Louisville's a clown show, in my opinion. Darren's clearly playing on one leg, though, Pickle Rick. That's the thing. I wasn't the most impressed with him either, but, yeah. I mean, he's very clearly hurt. He's been hurt the whole year. He's playing on one leg. That dude's probably going to wind up being the number one pick still, I think. The fact that he's doing this on one leg is insane. I want to save some of the Carolina talk for when Riley gets here, if Riley gets here, I guess. But I think overall that was more about Louisville to me than it was about Carolina, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Crazy how media propaganda works. Is that in reference to Darren? I don't think he's dying, injured. I just think he's hurt. But I just think he has hamstring issues. He probably shouldn't be playing. There's no real reason for him. To be honest with you, there is no reason for Darren Peterson to play college basketball. That's the portion of it we have to come to grips with. There's no reason for him to play college basketball, and he's still doing it while injured. I hope he doesn't make the injury worse. Me too. I don't think he will, though. I don't think he like I said. There's no reason for him to play college basketball. I think he knows he can't worsen it. He's not going to do permanent damage to himself. Kansas defense legit or bad shooting day for Houston? Kansas defense is very, very legit. Very, very, very legit. How many conferences in the country does Kansas win? Probably 0, now that I say that out loud. How many conferences does Kansas come in second in? What up, Riley?
Yo, how's it going?
What's up, bro? I was just talking Kansas. How many conferences do you think Kansas finishes second in? Big Ten, ACC, SEC?
Probably.
Big East. I think they win the Big East.
Yeah, I think they win the Big East.
I think they win the Big East. Because I led by saying how many conferences does Kansas win? And then I realized probably none because Michigan still exists, Duke still exists, Florida still exists.
I would like to pose that maybe Melvin Council against this Duke backcourt does something if they met again. I know they played once already this year without Darren Peterson.
I think Kansas could beat Kansas, or Jesus, of course they could beat themselves. I'm sick, right? I think I still.
Hey, me too.
I make the B look like the A though.
Is in the sense of you are handling it well or handling. Okay. Gotcha. That's actually kind of a bar when you put it that way.
Yeah, I make the B look like the A, but I think they could beat Duke or Michigan, but I don't think they win the league though.
Oh yeah, I think that makes sense. Like both those teams have a lot more consistency. They could probably steal one on Duke if they play. Like if Duke played them in Allen Fieldhouse, and they probably go losing Cameron or something. But yeah, I think the consistency of both those two teams, Kansas can't match. I mean, we've seen it in the Big 12 where they lost to Cincinnati and West Virginia. They lost to Ross Hodge.
Yeah,
your guy.
Yeah, I'm actively petitioning for Pope now.
I know. I think that I want that to happen so badly. I feel like Pope would be such a good fit at WVU, and just having you locked into the Pope experience for the years would be terrific content for the channel. We might build a West Virginia audience if that happened.
Me and Pope would be great. Pope and I would be great. I also want Pope in North Carolina, but Hubert probably got himself an extension yesterday. So congrats again to Hubert.
I don't know if he got so the Hubert conundrum. I really don't know what the administration is going to do, but why is Tipton saying UNC is tampering with fears?
Because they already did it.
Yeah, because they already did this past summer, Lamag. Yeah. Like this is old news.
Yeah, and Carter chose not to speak on it.
Hey, let me see if I can do a little digging to see how their tampering efforts are going these days. But Jeremy Fears would be such a weird fit in Chapel Hill.
I just think I just think in college basketball fit doesn't matter anymore, and people are just like, you have a big name, here's money, let's try to figure it out later.
I guess I'm just thinking that's like Carolina fans turned on Elliot Cadeau. They're really gonna like get less pouty. They want less pouty Elliot Cadeau now. And Fears can do some pouting too, can he? Like Fears can like Fears will chirp at you on Twitter. I think that was why every Carolina like.
I didn't know about the article that's out.
Oh, okay. I'll have to tap into that one, Ulamog.
Yeah.
So we'll see if I wonder if like Jeremy Fears will be on transfer watch this time. I just can't see him going anywhere other than East Lansing. He feels like such an Izzo guy, but a lot of times you hear these rumors at this time every year where it's like, oh, Braden Smith might be going to Duke. It's like, come on, that was never going to happen. I saw some Duke accounts tweeting they think they're getting Flory Badunga. And I know Badunga hit the portal last year, but
who's getting Flory?
Duke fans think they are. At least one Duke fan account.
I can see that.
I can't, but I just feel like these big names don't really the biggest names, especially from big programs, usually don't hit the portal because their own team will like take care of them.
Well, I think that's why tampering is so important though. So like people are anti-tampering. I'm pro-tampering because like I think tampering prevents like a Braden Smith or a Flory from actually going, because then they can go to paint and self and be like, here's the number.
Yeah, but that's actually a good point.
If they don't know what the number is, then they got to hit the portal. And once you're in the portal, brother,
you're not coming back.
Anything could happen. So I actually think tampering benefits the teams like having the kids stay.
It's a really good point. Yeah, I don't think whatever the NCAA says about tampering, that makes me think for all the coaches who complain about tampering, like, would you rather just have your player go into the portal straight up, not like trying to gauge their value on their own where you've lost all sense of control? Like, get over it. You should be happy they're talking
to match the number. Like that's why Fears isn't in Chapel Hill, because there's also some Kion Evans rumors with that too. We won't get into it, but like Michigan State could match it. If there's no tampering and he's just in the portal, he probably doesn't give Michigan State the opportunity to match it.
Right. So, yeah, that's why it definitely gets a little bit overblown, but especially because like everyone does it. I still think it's there was that. I don't know if Greg is listening. IG, if you're tuned into this, there are things about Greg when his team is elite where I'm like, oh my gosh, dude, this is driving me crazy. I don't think I can take this. But there's also things about Greg when his team is elite that I think is hilarious. Like his whole what he's ranting against all the Big Ten fans about like the Spiros of the world and people just like taking shots at Dusty May, where it's like, dude, who cares? Like every coach tampers. This is an unavoidable part of the game. Dusty probably just has more money than your average coach because he's an elite fundraiser, and we've seen him build a mid-major program from nothing and get them to the Final Four. Like, this should be a surprise to no one that Michigan State has great money, because I mean, he did that in an under-resourced program at FAU and got them to a point where they were like way more resourced than the rest of the league. So, yeah, all of that stuff definitely gets a little overblown.
It's all dumb. It's all dumb.
Also, can we talk about your Braden Slam U shirt? Is this a new addition? Did you get this in West Lafayette, Dion?
Yeah, me and G bought these on our way into like the arena.
That's pretty sick.
God, who was the guy? I did this last time too. Shoot, he's gonna kill me, and he deserves to be mad at me. Someone from the Discord, I can't remember his name. Someone from the Discord bought me a Braden jersey.
Oh, really?
And like a trading card too. Braden and Fletch trading card. Sick. Sick.
That is
so sick.
Has it come in the mail yet?
Oh no, I got it at the game.
Oh, really?
He gave it to so we were sitting next to Bryce, and then her name in the Discord is Ann Michael Maylover. And
Michael Maylover? That's hilarious.
I figured you would like that. And so they picked it up for me, and when we got to our seats, the jersey and the trading cards were waiting on me and G. And we got bobbleheads too. I gave my bobblehead to Cart. That way he had something from the trip as well, though.
How many people did you meet that are in the Discord?
Oh, in the Discord? So I don't know who was in the Discord versus who wasn't, to be honest with you.
How many people did you meet that recognized you?
Oh, a lot.
Dang,
yeah. Some dude, I was in the bathroom and some dude was like, yo, I love this stuff. I was like washing my hands. And then I was trying to go to G and I were in line, and some dude was like, yo, just come through the exit door. I love you guys' work.
That's so cool.
And I was like, yo, that's massive. But yeah, I would say like a pretty good amount. I mean, we met the whole frat that knows us. Fiji. Shout out
Fiji? Y'all are cool with the Purdue Fijis?
I'm a big Fiji guy. I wanted to join the frat. I got their number. I was trying to hoop with them the next day, but they didn't want to hoop. Merez Senior knew me. That was probably the sickest person.
Okay, that's actually dope.
Yeah, that was dope.
I was gonna say, I'm not trying to steal your shine. I'm just gonna let me get a little crumb of the shine for a second. But
that's why I said you need to go. I want you to steal the shine. I literally texted you that night. I said you need to come to Matt.
I really want to experience that. But there is one time last year where I too got recognized in the line in the bathroom at the Dean Dome. Someone was like, Riley from Sleepers, love the videos, man. It's like, oh, thank you. It's really funny when it happens when you're waiting to go to the bathroom.
I will say, post pissing was definitely the most bizarre one. Some dude from the band said what's up to us. That was pretty chill.
That's cool.
I thought that was funny. And then when we were on Media Row, 3 people came up and asked for a picture, and I thought that was crazy. That's normally not the place, you know what I mean? That's a little different of a experience, but I thought, it was dope. I'm not gonna lie. Dion is so Hollywood, definitely not Hollywood.
Did you and G do any stories from? I'm gonna be honest. I have not really consumed basketball content since last Thursday because of this flu. Did y'all do any content with stories and stuff from the trip?
Not really. I've said a few stories on here yesterday, and then I think the day after G was recording a Dimer show, and I came on here with JK for a little bit and said a few stories. But for the most part, we haven't really said too much about what happened. I think Merez Senior is probably the coolest one.
Yeah.
Because I think we're also going to be sitting pretty close to where he's sitting on Friday.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know that to be a fact, but
that one's in Champaign.
Yeah, it's in Champaign.
Okay, cool.
But I know G said what's up to him because clearly they knew each other, and then I was like, yo, what's up, bro? Dion. He's like, bro, I watch all this stuff. Just waved off the idea of me introducing myself. That was. I mean, we saw all the media guys in the tunnel and everything. I said this yesterday too. We met Trey Kaufman Wren leaving. That was dope.
Really?
He's probably like the coolest guy, I think.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, we didn't get to meet Braden. Or, I mean, obviously, G knows him. I didn't get to meet Braden.
Gotcha.
I would assume Braden's probably the chillest guy. Met Yaxel. By the way, Yaxel stops dead in his tracks, like dead in his tracks, to talk about Sabrina Carpenter with G. It was the most excuse me, most insane thing I've ever seen. Like he's like on a mission. I'm assuming like Michigan. It looked like Michigan had a lot of like friends and family there. Because like post game, they had a lot of guys like around the court side. Merez definitely had a lot of friends and family there. He had at least like 10 people there. Pickle Rick says, "Why do you say that?" Dion say what? But Yaxel's like on a mission walking through the tunnel, and G just goes, "Yaxel, I wrote a song about Sabrina Carpenter for you," and he just stops dead in his tracks. Goes, "That was you."
That's crazy. I know when Greg did when Yaxel first committed to Michigan, Greg did that like it was a oh my gosh, I can't remember the name of the song that he did the parody of Yaxel, and like Yaxel posted it on his Instagram and like DM'd and was like, "I thank you. I like the song that you wrote, LOL," or something. It was like the way that he phrased it in the first DM was like, "I like the song you wrote about me," or something. It was so funny to me.
That interaction was insane. What makes you say TKR is the coolest? I mean, like I said, he's the only Purdue player we met. Because I'll be honest, Purdue got up out of there. Whether it was the fans, the player, Paint stuck around a long time. But whether it was the fans or the players, they got up out of there. Omer stuck around too. It looked like Omer had a bunch of family there himself, which I'm sure like wasn't the easiest for him to pull off too. But TKR just seemed like genuinely interested in the conversation, I would say, which was cool. You know, like no disrespect to anybody else, like any of the other players we met, but like it felt different talking to TKR. Like he stopped outside the arena in cold weather to speak to us as we're like waiting for an Uber to the bar, and he had like a pizza in his hand. He's like this is like way after the game. Like at this point, probably the rest of the Purdue roster's at home in bed. And TKR is like talking to us about the percentages that Michigan shot for like no reason. Cool. And so I don't know that he seems like a pretty genuine dude. Like I thought it was cool, but no real reason why I say that though. To be honest with you, Pickle Rick, this dude can never give Carolina props for a big win without their best player. It's more about the other team. This is the only win without Caleb Wilson, right? Like how many wins do you guys have without Caleb Wilson?
They beat Syracuse, Pitt. Yeah, it's pretty much the only one without Caleb Wilson. Yeah, we'll say this is the first one without Caleb Wilson.
I think this is the first game without Caleb Wilson. But yeah, I mean, it was a good win. I'm not surprised by it. I genuinely think it just says more about like where Louisville's at. To be honest with you, they just didn't play very hard.
I don't know. So in terms of that game, Matt Moderno and I just recorded a recap for it. It honestly, part of me is like, man, why is this? Usually I remember Carolina possessions almost with a near photographic memory. And yet there is times like I kind of forgot until I went and rewatched appreciate that, Matt, a non-homer like Riley covering their team. But like we were talking
right. Hold on. I'm not letting that one slide.
Hey, I could be unbiased, Dion.
You can be. You also convinced me Todd Golden was going to North Carolina last year.
He hasn't said no yet. He has not said no yet.
That's fair.
I would say in terms of like where I'll probably let my bias come in the most is when I like dream about what this program can be. You know, in my mind, I'm like, man, so I think like Hubert has had some really good stretches this year. He's had some really bad stretches this year. I would say this season as a whole has encapsulated the Hubert Davis experience. There were times last night where he kept spamming what was working with Seth Trimble initiating the action, getting him downhill. Dion, we saw Seth Trimble splitting ball screens last night to get to the hoop. Seth Trimble doesn't usually do that. If he can unlock that part of the game, maybe Carolina can do something this postseason. Like I thought Hubert was great in the second half against Duke. I thought he hit all the right adjustments. I thought he was great in the second half against Virginia. I thought had the guys at least playing decent enough defense to get a win at Kentucky, but whatever. It was good the second half against Kansas as well. Like he's got some massive wins this year, and yet the defensive schemes always feel like there's something left to be desired. Sometimes the rotations don't make a ton of sense. Obviously, they got smoked on that West Coast trip, which those two losses just continue to age poorly. So I think it's been, Jerry Brigman said Carolina usually gets killed by guards. They did a good job defensively. They were good against McNeely last night. And I thought after the first 10 minutes, they were pretty good against Michael. They were awful for the first 10 to 12 minutes against Michael, but then locked in a little bit.
That was a foul at the end.
You thought that was a foul? Yeah, you could. Shoot, Matt and I didn't even address that in our recap. Sorry, Louisville fans.
We want to talk about non-homer coverage, but we don't address the big play.
Sometimes, like I said, man, this game was like hazier for me for some reason.
Well, you're dealing with the flu.
I'm blaming it on influenza B. And I do not make the B look like the A. The B very much was the B for me.
No, he's dealing with the influenza. It's not his fault. That was a foul then, though.
I don't know if it was a foul. It probably was a foul.
I think it's a 50-50 call, but I think it's a 50-50 call that gets called like 80% of the time.
Yeah. Oh, well. That's life on the road. Persevere through it. You know what? I'm going to just go full villain mode and say when you play in Chapel Hill, you don't deserve those calls. I want what people say about refs in Cameron. I want that for me. I want my refs to be known the same way. I'm cool with it because I would love to see my team win every home game, which they might mess around and do this year.
Yeah. Foul.
Anyway, my most homer takes are I think that like what my program should be, that we could assemble a staff of Todd Golden with Tommy Lloyd and Dusty May as his lead assistants if we really wanted to. That's where I get the most homer and I'm the most delusional.
I do think you're the most delusional with no. There's a lot of recruiting misses you have over the last year too.
Okay. To my credit, I learned my lesson after 2024. This was Dion, when did you really lean into doing a ton of content for the channel?
September 2024. Right around the time you convinced me AJ DeBonso was going to North Carolina.
you were on the tail end of my delusion because Pickle Rick said, is it Tommy Lloyd, Matt Painter, or Todd Golden? Okay, so Matt Painter's clearly going to be the head coach. Tommy Lloyd, the lead assistant and the one who does all our international recruiting. Golden's our offensive coordinator, and Dusty May is our defensive coordinator. And I'm going to bring in Tom Izzo as our director of basketball operations just for good measure. But
Connor's correct. Connor's correct.
We should be all that every single year. This is why I'm frustrated, man. This is why I'm always like, hey, even when I give the coaching staff a good, when I say the coaching staff deserves some props, there are still times where it's like, man, they're leaving some meat on the bone for what this program could be and what it has been in the past. How do I feel about the Mingo commitment, Jerry? I still haven't watched enough Dylan Mingo yet to fully weigh in on a take for what I think he'll be at Carolina. The only time I've really locked into his game was, I guess, about a year ago when Lou High played IMG. He guarded Darius Acuff really well. I think he forced Acuff into a super inefficient night. Acuff still got his 20+. That excites me. I just don't know what he can do offensively. I know he was the best player at the NBA Top 100 camp this summer. But, I still have not watched a ton of Mingo film yet to know exactly what his role will be. But I do think.
Have you watched Mick Kabungo?
No, who's that?
He played at Texas in the mid 2010s. He was a 5-star kid.
Do you think that's Dylan Mingo? Are you not a Mingo guy?
Yeah, he's Mick Kabungo.
That name sounds so fake, Dion.
You know who Mick Kabungo is if you look it up. I might be saying his name wrong, but everybody knows who Mick Kabungo is. So
this dude, he's our age. He looks. He's an assistant coach for the Salt Lake City Stars now. Dude,
You know who Mick Kabungo is. Come on now. He played in the league. He was a legit 5-star guy. He went to what's that fake school?
Finley Prep. He played at Finley
Prep.
Finley Prep. Yeah, I guess it's ringing a little bit of a bell.
Played at Texas.
Dude, there was no way he was on this. Hold on. I'm about to look at this.
Oh, Mick.
What'd you say?
Matt said it's pronounced like Mike, but I call him Mick.
So he played with like I have such vague memories of this team.
It's tough, man. A lot of people say I don't got ball knowledge.
He was on this team beat Carolina in Chapel Hill. I remember watching this game.
A lot of people say I don't have ball knowledge. I drop a kabungo, and no one knows what's going on besides Matt Baderno. Shout out my dog.
But hold on. Give me 1 second. Because I was going to say, I remember some of these Texas teams, but I literally have no memory of Mick Kabungo. Like Javon Felix, Isaiah Taylor,
he averaged
Cameron Ridley, Prince eBay.
He had to have averaged 15 points at Texas.
Oh, okay. He was there.
He was only there 2 years.
Okay. His sophomore year, he only played 11 games. He played 30. His freshman year. Okay. Yeah. This Texas team, this team was so forgettable in 2012.
You've never watched the Finley Prep YouTube series with Mick Kabungo in it?
I have not. Do I need to tap in?
Yeah. It was honestly, it was special. It was special. It was basically they did a behind the scenes of their season because they lived in dorms. Never showed them going to class. By the way, do want to get ahead of that. There was absolutely no school that was shown during this documentary series. But yeah, I mean, he was the best player on a Finley Prep team that had multiple McDonald's All-Americans. I want to say it had. I want to say Tristan Thompson.
He was. I looked it up. He did play with Tristan Thompson.
Come on, man.
I have a Tristan Thompson take that led me to watching Tristan Thompson best plays of his career last night. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is really where this is coming up.
That's tough.
Merez Johnson.
No.
Is Tristan Thompson if Tristan Thompson never dated a Kardashian?
No. Merez.
That's meant as a compliment.
Oh.
Because Tristan Thompson was good, early career.
No, he wasn't.
Yes, he was, dude. Go
he
back and watch
one series against the Warriors. That was it.
Yeah, he was awesome that series.
Yeah.
He was like a 6'9" roll man. And I think if you modernized his game, he was underrated as an athlete, super physical, just like Merez. If you modernized his game and gave him some passing ability and playmaking, if he were coming up now, Connor Lamb is on my side.
Wait, say what you just said again.
That Merez Johnson's NBA comp is if Tristan Thompson never dated a Kardashian.
No, the thing about where if you add every skill set a basketball player needs to Tristan Thompson.
If you modernize Tristan Thompson and he adds some playmaking ability and some juice in the short roll and some juice as a ball handler, basically if you just made him better, you get Merez Johnson.
If you teach Tristan Thompson how to play the sport, him and Merez would have a lot of similarities.
But Tristan Thompson also came up at a time where bigs weren't allowed to do that type of stuff. If he was a 5-star kid in 2026, he probably can dribble.
Mick Kabungo merchant.
Tristan Thompson.
Did Tristan Thompson go to Texas too?
Yeah, he did.
Come on, man.
Deion ball knowledge.
Come on, man. A lot of people say I ain't got no knowledge, man. Mick Kabungo shots. Who else was on that team? Who's the kid that went to San Diego State?
Hold on, I just saw it. Let me.
Who's the kid? Don't say it just yet. Chad, if you got it, let it be known. Don't say it just yet. But kid went to San Diego State. He played with my dog Wee.
There was someone on the Finley.
He was a 4-year Finley guy, which was rare. Love saying that, by
the way. Is Finley Prep the fakest of all the prep schools?
It's them and Prolific.
Okay, Finley Prep is a former high school though, but Prolific.
I think that shut it down.
Yeah, Hillside I think is up there where Mike Bibby coached. Weren't they?
Well, Bibby let it be known his was fake though. Bibby wasn't trying to do anything correct. I have nothing but respect for Bibby. That was hey man, we're not really going to school. This is to get me to college, and then I'm just going to bring my kids with me.
Right. Yes. It was Hillcrest, not Hillside. That's my fault. Hillcrest Prep was the super fake one. Also, I forgot Bibby is your current head coach, Sac State.
Yeah, I think we might be looking to fire him though.
Yeah, Sac State's pretty bad, aren't they?
Yeah, Mikey never really worked out, unfortunately. Who would have thought,
Yeah, who would have thought? 9-8.
Winston Shepard. I had to look it up, but Winston Shepard.
That name sounds a little familiar.
You definitely know Winston. Anthony Bennett went to Finley.
Dang, so they had like a generational run.
They did. A couple teammates of mine play for Finley too. Brandon Ashley. You definitely know who BA is, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Dominic Artis. You remember DA.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, man. This real dog. Look, my dog Moderna. Hey, Avery Bradley. A lot of people forget AB was on those teams too.
So they were literally a Texas pipeline.
Yeah. Well, so what they did was they're in Vegas, so they took the best players from like the Bay Area in Texas and brought them to Vegas, and then they either went to Arizona, Texas, or like UCLA.
Gotcha. Yeah. Sorry, I'm still like hung up on the fact that Matt was covering this. Like Matt has some legit journalistic experience.
Yeah.
Like
and
he's done.
Like, I feel so bad for him. He has to record with you and I.
He's done like for real some of like the nitty gritty work of covering the team at the high school level, covering the sport at the high school level. But
he has like legit experience, and I'm up here calling Kawhi we.
I didn't realize that's who you were referring to when you said we. I just let that.
Everyone let the we thing slide.
Like, who is we?
Winston Shepard and we, man. San Diego State's finest.
Shepard and we. Do we want to talk about some of the games tonight? Because I got to dip in 10 minutes, Dion.
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, cool.
Who plays tonight?
Okay, let's see. Let's look at the slate. We got Duke, Notre Dame.
Love you too, Matt.
We got Texas Tech and Cincy, Slaughter. Arizona, Baylor. Dude, this slate stinks tonight. This is like a catch up on a show with your significant other kind of night. NC State, Virginia might be the most intriguing game.
Yeah.
What's going on in the Big Ten? Dude, even the Big Ten, usually y'all carry us for content, but Minnesota, Michigan, Cade Tyson against that defense, that doesn't really do anything for me. Indiana,
let's not talk about tonight's slate. I agree. Are there any other Finley prep games that we? My boy Jabari Brown played on Finley.
Did you have any more takes on Kansas and Houston from yesterday?
I don't know what to do with Kansas. Watching Summer House tonight on Bravo, folks. Get a grip, Akil. Get a grip. Get a grip.
With Kansas, so Kansas, I mean, they are big Monday merchants. It's really that simple.
Yeah, I don't know what to do with Kansas because like nights like yesterday, I want to like have them in the Final Four.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, I think some of it is Houston. I think I got a little too wrapped up in Houston's win streak. I think I was right about them from the jump.
You deviated from your true character. Hey, the Mercy Hive is still up though, 9 points last night.
Mercy's getting a a lot of burn right now, right?
Yeah, Mercy's been pretty good.
That also might be part of the problem, though.
Pickle Rick asked who I have between Michigan State and Purdue. Oh, it's a Thursday night game. And Mackey, if it's in Mackey, I got to go with Purdue. Especially if you get –
It is in Mackey.
That's
why they keep asking you because they did this yesterday too. Purdue fans want to hear you say Purdue's going to win.
How do you pronounce the name of the team that Omer played for? Maccabi Tel Aviv? Or is
Maccabi.
It Maccabi? Really?
I don't actually know. I was deviating from what you said because I knew if I said that confidently.
Oh my gosh.
That's what makes me special, by the way.
Maccabi. Okay, so wait, did you say Maccabi? Because apparently Andy in Colorado says it's Maccabi. So,
oh yeah, that's what I said.
Wow,
yeah,
let's go, Dion.
A lot of folks say I don't know the English language, man.
If you get Maccabi Tel Aviv, Omer Meyer, I was so glad to see Omer doing his thing against Indiana. I'm a big Omer fan. I know you've been a day one believer in his, but to see them bounce back the way they did and just completely dismantle Indiana, that tells me something. I think we sometimes we overcomplicate it with the offense by harboring on the flaws for Purdue. And I talked about this with Card on a full episode last week when we were doing Panic Meter, and it seemed like Purdue fans as a whole were coming to grips with the fact that they're not in that elite tier this year, and they probably won't win the national title. That's fine. You could still get to an Elite Eight. Maybe there's a way enough things break right for you end up in a Final Four in Indy. Probably not though. However, like the strengths are so good at home with that offense, with the ball movement, with the shooting, that I think everything that Michigan State does in terms of the physicality, the defense, like Purdue has a counter for it. Now, I get that Michigan State has done a really good job defending the 3-point line. Really the past couple of years now. Like that last year, they were second in the country. This year, they're still holding teams to 31% from beyond the arc. I used to think that was kind of a fluky stat, but when you have teams that consistently guard the three really well, like Izzo's have done for the bulk of his career now, especially these past two, as he's kind of found the second win, I think that can translate. So that's where I would say maybe with some of the length, you're throwing guys out of rhythm with what Michigan State can do. But ultimately, Justin Mackey, I don't trust for many defenses outside of Michigan's really. Sorry, Michigan State fans to play like that discipline for 44 minutes to keep the Avalanche from coming.
I didn't think Mackey was that loud.
Really?
It was loud. Don't get me wrong, but I didn't think it was like generational loud. But also, like, I went to a game that was like only close for 4 minutes.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, I'm sure it's a lot louder than it was against Michigan, but like, that was my take. And I didn't mean that like disrespectfully, but like my takeaway, because everybody's like, you need earplugs. I am a little trained for this. A lot of people forget, like, I'm Oracle bred. So like nothing's gonna be louder than Oracle probably. But yeah, my takeaway was like it's like loud, but it's not like unbearable loud. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like but Tammy's right. Like, there wasn't much to cheer for. I will say this, like, there was a point where like Purdue cut the lead to like 13 and the roof popped off the place, and I was just like, okay, like that nothing really happened here. So like,
on a good night, yeah, maybe there's really something to brag about. Pickle Rick also wants to know who I think would win on a neutral. That actually might be where I take Michigan State.
I think I got Michigan State on a neutral too.
On a neutral, I like the defense that would travel, and I think they could probably do a little more things matchup wise to take them out of rhythm for the full experience. I do wonder a little bit, like, maybe this is an underrated storyline for it. Maybe it's not. Like, who on Purdue is keeping Jeremy Fears out of the paint? Are we going to continue to get which version of 5-5 are we getting? Are we getting 19 against Wisconsin, 16 against UCLA 5-5? Or are we getting non-existent offensively 5-5?
Nah, Pickle Rick, I think a neutral is 50-50. I think I would probably change my opinion on that every single day in the build up to the game. I think I got State at the Brez, Purdue at Mackey, and then on a neutral, it could go either way. I think both these teams are like good, like maybe above average to good in some capacity. And I think like those type of teams like Nebraska, Michigan State, Purdue, they play 10 times. I think it's split pretty evenly down the line of like who wins those games.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I mean,
kind of like North Carolina.
Yeah, it's a bunch of teams in this same mold
tier. Where it's just like, yeah, they're pretty good.
Yeah, they're pretty good, and sometimes they're bad. Okay, yeah. Pickle Rick saying they're taking the belt out tomorrow. Maybe, I don't know. I just think like if they replicate what Wisconsin did, which they're capable of. But if the 5-5 lottery agenda lives, then we'll take that as a win.
He's so unplayable. He's so unplayable. I bet Michigan State on Sunday, and I know you got to go, and I got to get back to recording with G, so I'll make this quick. He's so unplayable. So unplayable. He has to play the 4. Michigan State refuses to do that because like Izzo wants to run the 2 big lineup, which just makes him so unplayable. The moment they subbed him out, I mean, the moment they subbed him out, they went on a run, and then they subbed him back in, and I was like, that feels like a mistake.
Yeah. I mean, what did he play? He still played 32 minutes that one, but
those 8 without him though.
Jordan Scott is obviously the real story there. He's the one where if it's been hooping recently, he's up to 45% from 3 in league play. Like if he's the answer there, and you just play him in Cohen's minutes, and then you can run your 2 bigs, then yeah, they might be better equipped for what they need to do.
Tang Scott opens up the floor for Fears.
Yeah,
Cohen clogs it for Fears.
I think that's honestly about as good of analysis and as simple as it is. It's like really all you need to say. You might sacrifice some rebounding, but with those 2 bigs, you're trusting that Kohler and Cooper can pick up the slack.
Sport's so easy, man. We overcomplicate it.
Yeah,
the sport is so easy, and we just overcomplicate it sometimes. But I'm gonna let Riley get out of here. I'm gonna go take 15 minutes to myself to get some medicine in me for the final stretch with G. 2 influenza B guys just surviving and advancing. We'll be back tomorrow.